Alright, so on the freezer tube lights here, there is an interesting phenomenon going on. One thing that changed is that I had been wiring this point to where this positive solder point to here, and the negative lead went from here over to there, I think it was. To get it, and that was just to see it all lit up at once. To get it on its own circuit, I bypassed this connection here and went straight to there. Now these three LEDs are doing their own pattern, and those three LEDs are doing their own. They all start off on red. On the second time read through, these three will pause, and I forget if those three colors pause. But they'll fall out of sync fairly quickly. So yeah, we're already back on first red for this one, which skipped those yellows and greens. Now it should hang out on these three reds for a little while those three are doing a slow change still. Very well, yeah, they're pretty slow, but they won't hang on red, I don't think. No. So now we'll go back through, we'll do another quick red on this, and then we'll do a full red pause again, just like that. And after several minutes, they really start to drift. But I haven't really followed along too long to follow the patterns. So is this the first red? I wasn't looking. No, it was the fourth red now. So yeah, it's an interesting little thing. It will fall out of sync completely, like I said. However, it will take a while. And that they all hang out on one color or another for a little while, that's not really much of a bother to me. Right now, all 6 of these LEDs are resistored and using about 40 milliamps of power. They could all be taking 25 milliamps each. So it's definitely a good power savings that I've got going on there. And so, several minutes later, let's catch up with this. We're coming up on our second red for these two now, so they should hang. You can see the third one is definitely catching up. It's falling behind. However, one of these two, there goes that guy and then that guy. So this one is going to fall out of drift right next, and then this one. Whereas with those three up there, let's see what they've been doing. Definitely lose some of the more subtle aspects of the colors looking at it here on the video screen. It'll be interesting to see if it does that at full size as well. There are definitely some nuances that I think the brightness is probably blowing out. Also, the video color being video color is going to change things too. So we're on an even numbered red right there. So we're coming up on the odd number long-term one. No, fooled me. There we go. Change, change. So they're slowly falling out. But I keep meaning to look at these other guys up there on top, those three. I think they start off, and well, let's actually reboot the system here with a 5-second pause. So I'm pretty sure that the three on the top there aren't really hanging at all. They're still acting normal. So for these three to be doing their own thing essentially, or at least closer to their own thing than those three, it kind of leads me to think there's something in the wiring here, but I've checked all the connections, everything's solid, and all the wires are good. So those top three really aren't hanging out, but again, two of them are more paired up than the one on the outer, so these two essentially, then those two should start drifting, and then those last ones. So that's an interesting little thing. It doesn't really matter too much, as long as they work. That's what really matters. So it looks like we got a long red time here. Oh, interesting. I wonder if every 8th measure essentially, or are we on the 16th measure, they catch up with each other again. But they are still doing a long red time. Interesting. Alright, so I've got these twisted together and powered up. So I'm definitely going to have to tone down those lights there. That's very, very bright. There are 2 spotlights in the ceiling in the space pod airlock. Therefore, I will be painting out the center one. I don't want to disable it because that would change the voltage amongst the 2 survivors. So painting out is probably the best option. One bank of steady lights here. Another bank of steady lights there. Third bank of steady lights. One bank of 5 blues. This is nice that they all go off at some points as well. Really, really nice, because it's not always on. Pulling over here. Actually, let's go to the command console. We got 2 green LEDs and then 3 flickering yellows, which I got out of some candlelight LEDs at the dollar store. 3 of those because I wanted at least some kind of consistent yellow going on, and there being none whatsoever. Ideally, of course, you'd do a moire pattern, but in this case, I went for this. A second bank of flashing LEDs. This is the most recent to go in. There's an always-on warm white in the middle there, but the other 7 are going to the command console computers. Alright, so what we got here is number 1, number 2, number 3. These 3 are on one, or these 2, there and here, are on with this one that just going on and is now on again. Then this very top one over here, just going off now, is on one of these LEDs over here. I'm looking to add one more cool white into this to throw just a little more variety. Where I would pull that from, I don't know, but it seems like I can piggyback LEDs on top of each other all over the place, and it shouldn't matter too much. With these 7 in place, now it's time to get the command consoles, and this is the fiber optics for those hanging out. All of this bundle of fiber optics here, and then this double or triple bundle of fiber optics here, which actually leads to the command consoles there, is freeform. It doesn't exist in the show scene reference that I've seen at all, but we do have it in the photo etch. So I'm probably going to throw some on some solid colors, some on some flashing colors, and but next up is getting those command consoles in place. I can't wait to see what this looks topside. Then once the freezer tubes go back in, that's going to look really nice. It's coming together fast.